A heat wave can look harmless. A sunny afternoon, a warm living room, a fan quietly spinning in the corner. But for millions of older adults, that exact situation can become life-threatening. And the most frightening part? Many people who die from extreme heat never step outside. They are not running a marathon. They are not working under the sun. They are sitting in their own homes, believing they are safe. Just recently, a severe heat wave in France killed around 1,000 people in only 3 days, and about 85% of those victims were over the age of 65. Right now, as you are watching this, millions of people across the United States are living under heat alerts. But here's the hidden danger most people never talk about. After around age 60, your body slowly loses some of its ability to protect you from extreme heat. And the dangerous part is that you may not notice it happening. You may feel the same. You may think, I've handled hot summers my entire life. Why would this summer be different? That belief is exactly what puts many people at risk. I'm Dr. Roberto William, and over the years, I've seen something that still surprises me. People understand that heat can be dangerous for outdoor workers, athletes, and people exercising in the sun. But many never imagine that a quiet afternoon sitting at home could become an emergency, and that misunderstanding can be deadly. Because there are 5 common mistakes that can turn a normal hot day into a medical crisis. And the surprising thing is, some of these mistakes are things people do because they think they are protecting themselves. They are trying to stay cool, but they are actually making the situation more dangerous. So before you assume you already know the answer, stay with me. Because avoiding just one of these mistakes could protect you or someone you love this summer. By the end of this video, you'll know the 5 biggest heat dangers after 60, how to recognize them, and exactly what you can do starting today. Now, before we get into those mistakes, I want to explain something important. Because once you understand how your body cools itself, everything else will make sense. Your body has an incredible built-in temperature control system. When your body starts getting too hot, 2 major things happen. First, your heart sends more blood toward the surface of your skin. That allows heat to escape into the surrounding air. Second, your body produces sweat. And when that sweat evaporates from your skin, it carries heat away and helps cool you down. For most of your life, this system works quietly in the background. You don't think about it. You don't have to. Your body simply handles it. But after 60, several things begin to change. And this is where many people get caught off guard. First, you may sweat less than you used to. Sweating is one of your body's most powerful cooling tools, so losing some of that ability matters. Second, your sense of thirst can become weaker. Your body may need water, but your brain does not send the same strong signal telling you to drink. And third, your heart may have a harder time increasing blood flow to the skin, especially if you have conditions like high blood pressure or heart disease. None of this means you are weak. It does not mean you cannot enjoy summer. It simply means your body may not handle extreme heat the same way it did decades ago. And almost nobody warns you about that. But there is another factor that makes hot days even more dangerous. And it is something many people completely ignore. The number you see on the weather forecast is not the whole story. That number does not tell you how hard your body is working to cool itself. The missing piece is humidity. Here is why. Your body depends on sweat evaporating, but when the air is already full of moisture, sweat cannot evaporate easily. It stays on your skin. You feel sweaty. You feel uncomfortable, but you are not actually cooling down effectively. That is why a 90-degree day in a dry climate is very different from a 90-degree day in a hot, humid area. Your body feels the difference. That is why weather experts use something called the heat index. The heat index combines temperature and humidity to show what the heat actually feels like to your body. And on dangerous days, that number matters more than the temperature alone. So before a heat wave arrives, check your forecast. Turn on heat alerts on your phone. Plan ahead, because the biggest mistake people make is waiting until the heat becomes dangerous before they react. Now, as we go through these 5 mistakes, keep one question in your mind. Is this helping my body release heat? Or is it making my body work even harder? Because every mistake comes down to that. Let's start with the first one. The first mistake is believing a fan will always protect you from the heat. And I understand why people believe this. A fan feels like the obvious solution. You turn it on, the air moves, your skin feels cooler, and you think, problem solved. And in moderate temperatures, a fan really can help. It moves air across your skin and helps sweat evaporate. But there is a point where a fan stops protecting you. And this is the part that surprises many people. When the temperature inside a room becomes extremely high, a fan may actually work against you. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, when indoor temperatures rise into the mid to high 90s, an electric fan does not prevent heat-related illness. Why? Because the air coming from the fan is still hot. Imagine pointing a hairdryer at your skin. The air is moving, but it is not cooling you. In extreme heat, a fan can create the same problem. It makes you feel better temporarily. The breeze feels refreshing, but your core temperature may still be rising. And that is what makes it dangerous. The feeling tricks you. You think you are safe because you feel cooler. Meanwhile, your body may quietly be overheating. This is why emergency workers often find people in hot rooms with fans still running. They did what had always worked before. They just did not know the situation had changed. So what should you do instead? During dangerous heat, the strongest protection is air conditioning. Even a few hours in a cooler environment can significantly reduce your risk. If you have air conditioning, use it. Do not wait until you feel sick. Do not think you are wasting money. On extreme heat days, cooling your body is not a luxury. It is protection. And if you do not have air conditioning, plan ahead. Go somewhere that does. A library, a shopping center, a community cooling center, a friend or family member's home. A few hours in cooler air can give your body the chance it needs to recover. And if you are using a fan, make it more effective. A fan works better when there is moisture for it to evaporate. Use a cool, damp cloth on your neck. Take a cool shower. Use a spray bottle with water. These simple steps give the moving air something to work with. Also remember something very basic. A cool shower can sometimes lower your body temperature faster than a fan or a cold drink. On very hot days, simple actions matter. Wear loose, lightweight clothing, choose lighter colors, keep your skin able to release heat. A cool shower in the morning and evening, combined with smart cooling habits throughout the day, can make a major difference. But the next mistake is one many people never think about, and it is invisible. It is not about the weather. It is about what is already inside your medicine cabinet, because some of the most common medications taken after 60 can quietly change the way your body handles heat, and many people have no idea. The second mistake is ignoring how your medications affect your ability to handle heat. And this is one of the most important things to understand, because it is completely invisible. You cannot look at a medication bottle and see a warning that says, "Be careful during a heat wave." But for many older adults, that information can make the difference between staying safe and ending up in an emergency room. After 60, many people take daily medications: blood pressure medicine, heart medications, water pills, sleep aids, allergy medicine. And while these medications may be helping your health every single day, some of them can make your body more vulnerable when temperatures rise. Let's talk about a few examples. First, diuretics, also called water pills. Millions of people take these for high blood pressure, heart conditions, or swelling. Their job is to help your body remove extra fluid, and normally that can be very helpful. But during a heat wave, your body is already losing fluid through sweat. So now you have two things happening at the same time. You are losing more water from the heat, and your medication may be encouraging your body to lose even more. That can make dehydration happen faster. Another common group is beta blockers. These medications help control blood pressure and reduce stress on the heart. But during extreme heat, they can affect some of the ways your body cools itself. They may reduce how much your heart can increase blood flow to your skin, and they can limit your body's ability to respond to heat stress. Then there are medications called anticholinergics. This category includes some bladder medications, certain antidepressants, and even some over-the-counter allergy or sleep medications. One of their effects is that they can reduce sweating. And remember, sweating is one of your body's main cooling systems. So if that system is turned down, heat can build up faster. Now, I want to make something very clear. This does not mean these medications are dangerous. Many of them are extremely important. They help millions of people stay healthy. The mistake is not taking the medication. The mistake is not knowing how your medication changes your risk during extreme heat. And this next point is critical. Never stop taking your medication just because the weather gets hot. Do not skip doses. Do not change your prescription on your own. That can create a much bigger health problem. Instead, be proactive. Before the next major heat wave, ask your doctor or pharmacist one simple question: how do my medications affect the way my body handles heat? That 5-minute conversation could be one of the smartest things you do. Your doctor may adjust timing or give you specific advice based on your health history, but that decision should always come from a medical professional, not from guessing, not from changing things yourself. Because staying safe in the heat is not about making big changes. It is about understanding your body and planning ahead. Now, before we move to the third mistake, I want to ask you for a quick favor. If you are finding this information helpful, take a moment to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. Every week, I share science-based health information designed to help you stay stronger, healthier, and more independent as you get older. And I want this channel to become a place where people can learn, share, and protect each other. So I would love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and tell me, what has the temperature been like where you live this week? And if you are watching this because you care about an older parent, family member, or friend, let me know that too. Your comment could remind someone else that they are not alone and that there are simple steps they can take to stay safe. I read your comments and they help me create future videos that answer the questions people actually care about. Now let's talk about the third mistake. Now before we move to the third mistake, if this information is helping you, take a moment to subscribe. I create videos like this to help people stay healthier, stronger, and more independent as they get older. And I would love to know where you are watching from. Leave a comment and tell me, how hot has it been where you live this week? I read your comments, and they help me create future videos that actually answer the questions people care about. Now let's talk about the third mistake. And this one is something many people do every single summer. The third mistake is waiting until you feel thirsty before drinking water. For most of your life, thirst was your body's built-in reminder. Your body needed water. You felt thirsty. You drank. Simple. But as we get older, that warning system becomes less reliable. Your body can need water, while your brain sends a much weaker signal. Think about your phone battery. Imagine if your phone stopped warning you when the battery was low. You might keep using it. You might think everything is fine. And then suddenly, it shuts down. Your body can work the same way with hydration. You may not feel thirsty, but your fluid levels may already be dropping. Now add the extra fluid loss from sweating. Add medications like water pills. Add a hot room or a humid day. And dehydration can sneak up on you without a dramatic warning. By the time you feel extremely thirsty, your body may already be struggling. And dehydration is not just about feeling uncomfortable. It affects your entire body. Your blood becomes more concentrated. Your heart has to work harder. Your blood pressure can drop, your kidneys become more stressed, and your risk of dizziness, weakness, and falling increases. For older adults, a fall during extreme heat can quickly become a serious problem. That is why the solution is simple. Do not wait for thirst. Drink on a schedule. Keep water close by. Do not put the bottle across the room. Put it where you can see it, where you can reach it. A good habit on hot days is taking small sips throughout the day instead of waiting and drinking a large amount all at once. For many people, having a glass of water regularly through the day works well, especially during heat, activity, or sweating. But remember, everyone is different. If your doctor has told you to limit fluids because of a heart or kidney condition, follow that advice. Your doctor's recommendation comes first. For everyone else, steady hydration is one of the simplest ways to protect yourself. And there is another thing people often forget. When you sweat for hours, you do not only lose water, you also lose minerals, including sodium. So if you have been sweating heavily for a long time, especially outdoors, you may need more than plain water. A drink with electrolytes, a small salty snack, or a balanced meal can help replace what your body loses. But be careful with another summer habit. Alcohol. A cold drink on a hot afternoon may feel relaxing, but alcohol can make dehydration worse. And too much caffeine can also contribute to fluid loss. You do not necessarily have to avoid them completely. Just remember, when the heat is extreme, your body needs extra support. Match those drinks with enough water. And know when to slow down, because the next mistake is the one behind many of the most tragic heat-related deaths. And it is the one people often say right before things go wrong. I'm fine. The problem is, during a dangerous heat wave, your body may not be able to tell you the truth anymore. The fourth mistake is trusting your body's warning signs, when your body may no longer be giving you accurate information. And this is one of the most dangerous mistakes because it feels completely logical. You think, if I was really in danger, I would know. But during extreme heat, especially after 60, that assumption can be wrong. Remember what we talked about earlier. Your ability to sense thirst can decrease. Your ability to sweat can decrease. Your heart may not respond to heat stress the same way it did years ago. The very systems designed to protect you may become quieter, and that creates a dangerous situation, because heat-related illness does not always begin with a dramatic moment. Sometimes it happens slowly. Your house gets warmer hour by hour. The sunlight comes through the windows. The air becomes heavy. You feel a little tired, maybe slightly dizzy. Maybe you think, I just didn't sleep well, or I'm getting older, that's all. But while you are adjusting to the heat, your body may be falling behind. The room around you can become dangerous before you realize it. And this is one reason so many heat-related deaths happen indoors. People imagine heat emergencies happening outside. They picture someone working in the sun, someone exercising, someone doing something extreme, but many victims are simply at home, sitting in a chair, watching television, doing what they have done thousands of times before. The environment changed, but they did not realize their body had changed too. Let me share a story. I'll call him Jason. Jason is not one specific person. He represents many real patients I have cared for over the years. Jason was 78 years old. He lived alone. He was independent. He took pride in taking care of himself. He was the kind of person who would say, I've survived plenty of hot summers. I'll be fine. Jason took medication for his blood pressure, a water pill, and a beta blocker. Both were helping him. Both were important. But during a heat wave, those medications meant his body had less room for error. Jason also grew up before air conditioning was common, so he never really trusted it. He believed opening the windows and turning on a fan was enough. He wanted to save money. He wanted to avoid wasting electricity. And honestly, that is a mindset many people understand. Jason did not feel sick. That was the problem. He felt warm, a little tired, maybe a little slower than usual, but nothing that made him think, I need help. What he could not feel was everything happening underneath. The heat was building. His body was losing fluid. His medications were making it harder to compensate. And the warning signals that should have told him something was wrong were not strong enough. He was slowly overheating without realizing it. So what is the lesson from Jason? Stop relying only on how you feel. Use other tools. Use a thermometer. Pay attention to the actual temperature inside your home. If your living space is climbing into the mid-80s and the weather outside is extremely hot, do not simply push through. Take action early. Move to a cooler room. Visit a place with air conditioning. Ask someone to check on you. A few simple changes can prevent a dangerous situation. There are also ways to keep your home cooler before it becomes a problem. During the hottest part of the day, close blinds and curtains on windows receiving direct sunlight. Sunlight can turn a room into an oven without you realizing it. Remember that heat rises. The upstairs bedroom may be much hotter than the first floor. On extreme days, use the coolest area of your home. If your bedroom becomes dangerously warm at night, consider sleeping in a cooler room. And adjust your schedule. If you want to walk, garden, or run errands, try doing those things early in the morning or later in the evening. The middle of the day, especially around late morning through afternoon, is often when heat exposure becomes most intense. But there is one more simple habit that can save lives, and it has nothing to do with technology. It is called a buddy system. If you live alone, arrange for someone to check on you during a heat wave. A family member, a neighbor, a friend, a simple phone call, a quick visit. Something that confirms you're okay. Because one of the saddest parts of heat emergencies is that sometimes the person had no idea they were in danger, and nobody knew they needed help. A daily check-in can change that. And this is where Jason's story becomes important, because he almost became one of those statistics. But something happened that made all the difference. And it leads directly to the fifth mistake. The one mistake that can determine whether someone survives or not. The fifth mistake is not knowing the difference between being overheated and being in a true medical emergency. Because there is a very important line, a moment when you stop waiting, a moment when you act. The first stage is heat exhaustion. This is your body sending a serious warning. You may notice heavy sweating, cold, damp skin, muscle cramps, weakness, dizziness, nausea, headache, a fast heartbeat. At this stage, your body is struggling, but it is still trying to recover. The good news, if you act quickly, heat exhaustion can often be reversed. Stop what you are doing. Move to a cooler place. Get into shade or air conditioning. Sit or lie down. Remove unnecessary clothing. Drink cool water if you are alert and able to swallow. Place cool, wet towels on areas like your neck, armpits, and groin. These areas contain large blood vessels close to the skin, which helps your body cool faster. But if heat exhaustion is ignored, it can progress into something far more dangerous: heat stroke. And heat stroke is not something you watch and wait on. It is a medical emergency. Call emergency services immediately, because at this stage, the body's cooling system has failed. The temperature can rise to around 104 degrees Fahrenheit or higher, and the brain starts being affected. The most important warning sign? Confusion. A person who suddenly acts strange, someone who cannot answer simple questions, someone who seems confused, disoriented, or not like themselves. Many families make the mistake of saying, "They're just tired," or "They're getting older." Do not ignore confusion during extreme heat. That can be the difference between life and death. Other warning signs include hot skin, a rapid heartbeat, a severe headache, fainting, loss of consciousness. If you see these signs, call 911 right away. While waiting for help, start cooling the person immediately. Move them into a cooler place. Use cold, wet towels. Apply cooling packs to the neck, armpits, and groin. A cool shower or bath can help if it is safe to do so. But there is one important warning. If the person is confused, unconscious, or unable to respond normally, do not force them to drink water. They could choke. Focus on cooling them from the outside until medical help arrives. And now, let's return to Jason, because his story shows exactly why recognizing these signs matters. Jason's story could have ended very differently. That hot afternoon, Jason was sitting in his favorite chair. The fan was still running. The room was still getting warmer. And from the outside, everything looked normal. But inside his body, something dangerous was happening. His neighbor, a woman who lived a few houses away, had made a simple habit during the heat wave. Every evening, she checked on him. Not because she thought something was wrong, not because Jason seemed weak, simply because she knew extreme heat could be dangerous. That one small habit changed everything. That evening, Jason did not answer the door the way he normally did. She called his name, no response. She tried again. Still nothing. When she finally got inside, she found him sitting in his chair. He was awake, but something was wrong. He was confused. He was mumbling. He was not acting like himself, and his skin felt hot. This was not normal tiredness. This was not just getting older. This was a heat emergency. His neighbor recognized the warning sign. She knew confusion during a heat wave is a medical emergency, so she called 911 immediately. While waiting for help, she moved him into a cooler area and started placing cool, wet towels on his body. The paramedics continued cooling him on the way to the hospital. Jason was diagnosed with heat stroke. He spent 2 days receiving treatment, but he survived. And later, his doctors told his family something important. The reason Jason survived was not because he was stronger than the heat. It was because someone noticed the danger quickly. Someone knew what to look for. Someone acted. That is the entire reason I wanted to share this information with you, because heat-related emergencies are often preventable, and knowing the warning signs can protect someone you love. So let's put everything together. These are the 5 mistakes you need to remember. First, do not depend on a fan alone during extreme heat. A fan can help in moderate temperatures, but once the air becomes extremely hot, it may no longer protect you. Use air conditioning when possible. Go somewhere cooler if needed. And if you use a fan, combine it with moisture like a cool, damp cloth or a shower. Second, know how your medications affect your ability to handle heat. Water pills, beta blockers, and certain bladder, allergy, and sleep medications can increase your risk. Do not stop your medication on your own. Instead, talk with your doctor or pharmacist before the next heat wave. A simple conversation can help you create a safer plan. Third, do not wait until you feel thirsty. As we get older, thirst is not always a reliable warning signal. Drink regularly throughout hot days. Keep water nearby. Pay attention to your urine color. Pale urine usually means you are hydrated. Dark urine can be a sign that you need more fluids. Fourth, do not trust the feeling that you are fine. During extreme heat, your body's warning system may not work as well as it once did. Use a thermometer. Pay attention to the temperature inside your home. Stay in cooler areas. And if you live alone, create a simple check-in plan with someone you trust. A single phone call can save a life. Fifth, learn the signs of heat stroke, because knowing these signs can turn you from a helpless observer into someone who saves a life. confusion, acting strangely, hot skin, fast heartbeat, fainting, loss of consciousness. If you see these signs, call 911 immediately and begin cooling the person while help is coming. Remember this: heat does not care how healthy, active, or independent someone is. A person can be strong, a person can be careful, a person can have lived through decades of summers and still be vulnerable when extreme heat arrives. But the good news is that you have more control than you may think. Small decisions matter. Turning on the air conditioner, drinking water before you feel thirsty, checking your medications, calling a neighbor, learning the warning signs. These are simple actions, but sometimes simple actions are the ones that save lives. So as the temperature rises this summer, do not just think about staying comfortable. Think about staying protected. And take a moment to check on someone you care about. A parent, a friend, a neighbor, someone who may be sitting alone, believing they are completely fine. Because sometimes the person who saves a life is not a doctor. Sometimes it is simply the person who noticed. If this information helped you, please subscribe for more science-based health videos designed to help you stay strong, independent, and healthy as you age. Tap the like button so this message can reach more people who need it. And share this video with someone over 60 that you care about, because one conversation today could prevent an emergency tomorrow. Stay safe in the heat. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.